What is up with the Withered Animatronics in Five Nights at Freddy's? They first appeared in FNaF 2, and aside from remakes like Hell Wanted and the new movie, were never really seen again. Fans were confused. They looked so different from the FNaF 1 designs, even though they seemed like they were meant to be the same animatronics. Most people, myself included, just assumed Scott redesigned them, but when I was rereading the week before the canon FNAF Choose Your Own Adventure style book, I came across this line while you enter the backstage. There are several Freddy heads here. They're old designs. Some of them don't have eyebrows or have a slightly different head shape. That description sounds way more like Withered Freddy than Classic Freddy, and there's more. On page 4, you can choose to check the cameras. If you do, you're greeted with this line. You check the stage camera first. Freddy's just hanging out up there on his own. The brown bear is dapper as always in his black top hat and bow tie. You're glad they restored the vintage animatronic with his classic look. That makes it seem like the classics and the Withereds aren't the same animatronics, and that the classic versions came first. So if the Withereds weren't the first versions, then the best explanation is that they were some kind of prototype. A lot of people think the Withereds are possessed by the same kids as the FNAF 1 animatronics, but that doesn't make sense. The Withereds have Endo 02, while the classics have Endo 01. That rules out the idea that their endoskeletons were swapped or stolen. Instead, it suggests that the Withereds were built around the same time as the toys. But in FNAF 2, on night 2, Phone Guy says,
by now I'm sure you've noticed the older models sitting in the back room. Those are from the previous location, and we just use them for parts now.
But that doesn't add up since the Withereds used Endo 02, and remember in the week before, the parts we see look Withered style, which suggests those parts existed long before the FNAF 2 location, possibly as far back as 1983. So if the FNAF 1 animatronics really were considered the first, then the public likely never even saw the Withered designs, and when he said,
"Those are from the previous location,"
he possibly meant that Fazbear went to the closed down FNAF 1 building, took some old parts from the back, and tried making new ones.
The idea at first was to repair them. They even started retrofitting them with some of the newer technology, but they were just so ugly, and the smell. So the company decided to just go in a whole new direction and make them super kid-friendly.
So that's it. Theory's over. Well, not exactly. You see, we still have one big question. How are the Withered animatronics walking around and attacking the player in FNAF 2? My theory is, and this one's a bit more out there, so stick with me here. In FNAF 2, after you die, you are welcomed with an 8-bit minigame. In one called Give Gifts, Give Life, you play as the puppet surrounded by 5 dead kids. The 5th only appears for a moment, but you start by giving presents to the kids. The gifts open and it's the faces of the animatronics. When you put those on the kids' heads, the minigame ends. Most people take this as either the puppet letting the kids' spirits possess the animatronics, but I doubt that because other animatronics are able to be possessed without getting help from the puppet. Others think this is literally the puppet getting the kids' dead bodies and hiding them in the suits. But then again, I doubt this because the Purple Man, aka William Afton, seems to be the one stuffing kids in suits. He does it in the books, movies, and even in Sister Location. Now look at the Save Them minigame map. It's clearly the same building as the FNAF 2 building, but this time there are 5 dead children hidden around the pizzeria. Most people think they're just there to show more of William's victims. Some people think they might possess the toy animatronics. But what if there's more to that? The puppet was fully active at the building at the time. What if the puppet took these 5 children and brought their spirits to the back room, where the lifeless Withered animatronics were stored? What if these are the kids we're seeing in Give Gifts, Give Life, not the main 5? I think these 5 dead kids are the souls that are trapped inside the Withered animatronics. I actually wrote this script like a month ago, and in that time, the FNAF 2 movie hit theaters. In that, Vanessa straight up says that the Withereds are prototypes, and I know the movie's lore is separate, but it's still super interesting. Also, if you don't believe that the Withered parts are in the back of the FNAF 1 building just from a line from the week before, you can literally see them from the Into the Pit backstage room, which is kind of insane. I've never seen anyone bring up this kind of theory and wanted to talk about it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'd love to hear your own thoughts and theories in the comments. Have a great day and don't lose track of your frontal lobe.